Only want you caught you, baby. I just wanna call you. I just wanna move you. I love you, baby.
Nakupenda binji. Yeah.
Nakupenda binji.
Kwagala binji. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I love you time was 4. Never seen a beautiful girl like you before. When you miss me kubira sale komo for. Basumbu yibagambe ndina sniper rifle. Woman, you're the one I go kill for. Woman, you're the one I go die for. For your love I can risk my life for. Yeah. Kutake kuri abayayo mtima gwali gwaguba jagala mbera ndiro diwa bapangisa goba kabani kuduwa sikuta mudinka kujuba yuma wana ndunyo chimanyi chowetaga buba nakupenda binji kwagala binji yeah.
I got no rules to love. No more take. Oh yeah.
Don't ya, I got no rules to love. No more take. No more take.
Jam when I come. Simbula baby, rum. They gon' be kwamika bom. We touch it like one like sun.
Woman, you're the one I go kill for. Woman, you're the one I go die for. For your love, I can risk my life for. Yeah. Nakupenda binji. Yeah. Kwagala binji. Yeah. From that catch me. I remember those days in school, tole kuchakala, scared of breaking rules. Yes, majato wali adako wampo. Sina manyangale, tincholo da quiz. I used to kneel down on my knees, chena hanga mubulamu, never to lose. Katifu na kwa baitange, stoti kore, awaka kiki. Yeah. Poppy, yeah, we taking over like tossing, just stick to our order like a copy. Temuchitano fashion couple, yeah, bunyambala white, yambala purple. Ngenda ku mosque, agenda ku chapo, figure 8 ono yaba singa ko wato. Yadava uptowns enva mu ghetto, tuli babi kusomero fe twasibanga lombeto. Ku mutima nakwo kuba konga tatu.
Uliriza. Abantu bano numbers abana abato mumpulirize abato basebo mumpulirize temutusumbuwa tugenda bagoba mugende waka singa temusirika uliriza namba 34 37 38 39 ana mubiri ana musatu ana munya ana mutamu ana mukaga ana musanvu ana munana ana mwenda mugende wa musawo abawe results tugende mu maaso twagambye test kits za twaguze wezigwerawo wetukoma kati gwebeereeyo ng'omala ebiseera wezigwerawo wetukoma byabwerera nti si bya bwerere ze twaguze wezigwerawo tukola ki wetukoma. Family planning genda direct mu tent sawa wali omukugu okuva mu KCCA ayongere okutegeeza gopi educator atana signinga noonya we basayiningwa sayininge kubanga obudde bwebwo. Staff member atana signinga nawe bwotyo.
This is Rex DJ. Rex DJ.
Rex DJ. Wamaze okebera none ekirabo kyo
She want them from, but if I want time, now she come from work. Nothing too long, she want to dance to my kakara. Why they make I tell me? I know they want to do like say me I supposed to go holiday, but I won't instead. She said I want
ebirabo bigwawo lwa buwomi.
This is Rex DJ. Rex DJ. Hit them more.
very well. Baby, love me. 60 what was soldier. You decided to love me very well. You decided to touch me very well. If you touch me very well, I will touch you very well. Touch me very well, I will touch you very well. I'm a bit afraid. Why can't you blame? Can you be mine? Yeah. Kubanga buli musana busana. Kubanga yagala kulaba kono. Ono mulumbe polwa. Kubanga yagala kulaba koyo. Oyo mulumbe polwa. You decided to love me very well. You decided to touch me very well. If you touch me very well, I will touch you very well. Touch me very well, I will touch you very well. If you touch me very well, I will touch you very well. Touch me very well, I will touch you very well. Reality, mad one. Guli wana, omukwano wa guli wana. Baby, guli wana, omukwano wa guli wana, wana. Oh, guli wana, omukwano wa guli wana.
Once we get a script,
we are going to divide ourselves. Okay, we're going to pair up to two people. So you're going to meet like these flip charts. I don't know what they are called. Manila cards. So these Manila cards are going to this is going to make us come here.
I'm not your child when you can beat up anytime you feel like it.
This is equality.
Stranded with an issue concerning your sexual reproductive health? Worry no more, we've got you covered.
Sauti Plus is now available on star 284 star 15 hash. Simply dial for timely information on sexual reproductive health information on menstrual management, gender-based violence, GBV, and family planning, as well as information on COVID-19 at the comfort of your fingertips. You can also get referral for services at the nearest health facilities to your location. It is as simple as dialing star 284 star 15 hash and follow the prompts. Select option 1 for sexual reproductive health and rights information. Option 2 for COVID-19. Option 3 to subscribe for message alerts about various SRHR topics and COVID-19. Option 4 to get contacts of partner organizations that provide services on sexual and reproductive health and GBV. Option 5 to unsubscribe, and option 6 to select a language of your choice. And guess what? All this does not require an internet connection and is accessible on both feature phones and smartphones for free. Get your vibe on. This is a product of Reach a Hand, supported by UNFPA Uganda and the government of Uganda.
When you think of the kids today and the things around, how does my future look like? A lot of the children don't have direction because the direction is being told to them.
We've seen very many students go to school to study for their parents. So it's very important that even parents come into play to understand what is the journey that my child needs to take.
We are now having fights with parents or guardians who are actually pushing us to go to school, but they see you becoming a lawyer, but you see yourself becoming a musician.
Bottom line, to all you young, have the direction of where you want to go. Is it accounting because you love it, or it is accounting because daddy told you to do accounting?
Who are we? We are that far-reaching hand, going deep to the front lines to achieve continuous breakthroughs, simplifying health information and bridging the information gaps in communities. We are transformers, transforming lives with a strong belief that young people have the power to create a better future for themselves. We don't only have a strategy, we have a purpose to build and empower young people through our programs. Taking advantage of new trends and opportunities to respond to the health needs of all young people. We don't only have a vision statement, we have a vision of a world of young people making right, informed life choices. We are not just a youth-centered organization, we are champions of an informed and empowered generation. Champions with promise to keep building systems that empower and improve livelihoods, health, and the quality of life for different communities, most especially young people. This is who we are. We are young people for young people. We are Reach a Hand, Uganda. We are 10 and bold.
What ignites your passion? What fuels your ambition? What drives you to succeed? Whatever the reason is, you need a companion with you to tell you that your dreams are valid, to fuel your passion and inspire you to learn every single day. Introducing the new age Sauti Plus TV, a fresh, easily accessible and content-packed platform for young people. A companion like no other to give you accurate and reliable information and guide you in making the right choices and take the right direction. A companion to open you to a Pan-African cinematic experience to help make sense of the world around you. A mobile companion that goes easy on your wallet and sticks with you all the way. Sauti Plus TV, your #1 source for shows that matter, anywhere, anytime. Download the Sauti Plus app on the App Store and Google Play Store or head to www.sautiplus.org.
Welcome to the official launch of Very Fast Now!
Hi, I'm Dave.
I'm Tina. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure is all mine. Tina.
I am so hungover. Shh. Why are you shushing me? When were you going to tell me you have a baby? Umutoni's baby. Why is everyone acting so strange all of a sudden? What is spreading really fast about you and the baby?
It looks like someone is trying to blackmail you.
There's only one person who knows my HIV status.
Whether it is good or bad news, it is not the end of the world.
All these photos and articles float you as a lie. Do you have a personal vendetta with Kuma?
There's nothing you can do. It's your word against mine.
That is not the kind of life I want for you. At least I would have sold everything I have and given you the money.
Do you have any idea what that girl went through because of him?
Sometimes you agree to this, and when things go wrong, you come claiming blame.
Your friend threw herself at me, she flirted with me, she wanted it, and I gave it to her.
We want to send a message across the country that there is no disgrace in being a survivor of sexual violence. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter.
Introducing to you the new age Sauti Plus mobile app, a safe space for the young people with reliable, accurate and convenient sexual and reproductive health and rights information for young people. Get advice from the Sauti Plus Senga and tailored stories on sexual and reproductive health and rights topics. Check out the latest progi, entertainment, internship vacancies and conference opportunities straight on your phone. Discover the closest youth-friendly center to you to access most services. Don't be left behind. Download the app now. Sauti Plus. Reliable, accurate, and convenient.
Liam, the purpose of this short meeting is to have a discussion about your relationship with this company.
So you think a blind person can become a chief accounting officer?
You know why this case is exclusively special? It's one of its kind. There is a lot of anxiety in this country.
It's a bad idea. You'll be known as a journalist who causes havoc and chaos.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are watching this. Welcome to our series called Future Guided. We've realized today that a lot of our guardians and our teachers and our parents don't understand their child of the 21st century?
The first thing that we all have to do is find out who we are.
But even me at 43, I'm still discovering myself, you can imagine.
There's a lot that we can learn from others that have gone before us.
When you are young and you make the mistakes, you still have time to patch up on those mistakes.
You are talking about a child who is raised by a maid and maybe a dog at home.
Understand that today it's not all about the traditional courses that make people successful.
Don't focus on the course that you're doing because it may not be a straight road, but pay attention to what is it that gives you life.
Now, as parents, you need to offer that supporting hand, that holding hand. Don't leave this to the teachers.
Now, it is our job to teach the generation that is coming to do better.
Even if you're doing something out of school, connect that dot to something.
Walk the journey with them. Do not dictate the journey.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our future guided series, School's Out, What's Next? Brought to you by Naweza Kufanya, Sauti TV Plus, and we are hosted at Apuli Saloon. Over the last couple of episodes, we've been discussing the issues that young people are facing today around the elements of finding self, psychosocial, networking, things around money, financial literacy, trying to see how we can help young people move from the point where they are today to a point where they can be successful enough to own the current narrative. Today, I'm being joined by some of my absolute best friends. I have a lot of friends. And we're going to talk about something that we talk about all the time. Career guidance. Yes, we all had it in school. When I was in school, one of the things that used to happen is I was told I'll never amount to anything because I talk too much. I was heavily punished for it. But as you see today, I earn a lot of money from talking too much. So on my left, I do have Coach Sam. I love him because he's an accountant. Everything around him is money, but he has a passion for young people. And we're going to hear from him shortly. And to my right, the man who makes me look 23, even if I'm older by 23 years old. It is a beautiful thing. We are joined by Apuli as well. So gentlemen, diving in. Sam, who exactly are you? I know you by your profession and being a coach, influencer on LinkedIn, but who are you and what drives you, that wakes you up every morning?
All right, thank you very much, Barbara, for inviting me to be part of this session. My name is Samuel Ibanda, and I'm an accountant by profession, like you've indicated, but there's more to that. I'm a husband and I'm also a father, but away from that, I'm very passionate about helping young people become the best version of themselves, and more so on the aspect of career, because I believe that who I have become today is as a result of various decisions, various people that have enabled me to become who I am today. And that's why I'm very passionate about also holding other people's hand to get to where we are. Just like I am an accountant, you a business advisor, he's a hairstylist. Today we want to share with you how can you also become who you want to become, because we know that our viewers have various interests in becoming. Either you want to be a pilot, either you want to be a teacher, either you want to be a computer scientist. We have a lot of professions, so we are here to guide you on that. So thank you so much, Barbara, and I'm so much glad, and I look forward to sharing the best with the audience.
Thank you so much, Coach Sam. It's always nice to be with you in these spaces. Apuli, over to you. I just love you, you know that. So please tell us who you are. When people think of a hairstylist and so on and so forth, they're like, oh, banange tufude, abantu bachajikola. But you see, I think we want to hear from you. What is it? Because I know it's just beyond the hairstylist thingy, as people would put it. What does that mean to you? Who are you?
Thank you so much, Barbara, for the opportunity. by the names of Arnold Sime, a Puli hairstylist. And I will start with a story that I had. It's an experience from my client. So one day, a client calls me and they are like, hi, Apuli, I want to make an appointment for a hairdo. And I was like, okay, you want to do your hair? When do you want to come in? And they were like, probably this evening. And maybe at that moment, I didn't know that client or that lady, she was with the husband. So I was in a loudspeaker. So first of the things, I just confirmed the appointment and I was like, you come in. When she came in, she came with her husband. So I asked her, is the gentleman also going to do a service? Now they started laughing. Now the gentleman told me I wanted to confirm.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Why? I wanted to confirm because it's quite different. I've never had a hairstylist speak English. Yes.
Yeah.
Or a hairdresser. Believe me or not, she was laughing all the time, and we became best friends with a guy. Yeah, because when they came to the salon, the impression I gave to them, the guy was like, wow, now hairdressers are advanced. You get it? Yeah. So to me, I would refer that to yeah, before a long time ago, hairdressing was a skill or a profession that was not recognized. It was for the losers. But right now it's changing. Yeah. So I think to the topic that is on board, career guidance, I think we are going to I'm going to emphasize, or I'm going to advise, or maybe help those people who are there and they feel like they want to be like me, and how can they achieve, yeah, or start. Exactly.
English. I'm quite surprised. He was surprised that you knew English.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the perception? Yet your skill, his woman looks good every day because of your skill, whether you know English or not. Huh? But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to dive into this whole career guidance. Let me call it, they call it shenanigans. Coach, what does it mean? What is career guidance? And as a young person, how can I start the career guidance journey? Because in schools, it's always given, I think when you're in like S3 or S4, you know, can I start it when I'm 13? What does that mean, that whole career guidance thing?
Okay, thank you so much, Barbara, and thanks so much, the Apuli hairstylist. I believe that career starts from even at a young stage, because I believe one of us have had this question of what do you want to be when you, and some of these questions are asked at a stage when either you're joining school, maybe you're about 6 or 7, or even at 5. We see children being able to have an idea of what interests them, maybe because they have heard it from other people, or maybe their fathers or mothers actually in the same profession. So career guidance starts at a very young age. And I want to say that for myself, in terms of my journey, and even for the setting of many of our viewers, we understand that we go through school from P1 to P7. All of us do 4 subjects, P1 to P7. Then you get now to secondary. Now, when you start secondary, from senior 1, senior 2, usually we take lots of subjects. Now, for my viewers, people that are interested in different fields, the reason why this curriculum was established in such a way, it was to give exposure to the different fields. For example, you study about biology, you study about geography, you study about chemistry, you study about art and craft, you do music, so there's. But in terms of who you want to be, career guidance is coming from two words: career and guidance. So career is, for me as an individual, is my profession. My vocation in terms of what am I actually doing. For many people, it's about what are you doing for a living? What exactly, are you a teacher? So career are those different fields that we are looking at. Now, in terms of guidance, it's about how can we easily guide, provide a roadmap. I go to this place using a Google map, and I didn't have to call somebody to direct me because there was a Google map that actually got me here. So in the same way, where do you want to exactly be as a student? What is your aspiration? And if that is your aspiration, how can you actually get there? And that is from that point of view that you seek now the guidance of how can I actually get there. Sometimes we have ideas of how we can get there. But again, career guidance even brings in the aspect of looking at in terms of interest, in terms of skills, but also somebody is able to give you an understanding, uninformed perspective, because they have been able to walk the journey. For example, if I met a young person who asked me, how can I become an accountant? I hear accountants make good amount of money. How can I actually become an accountant? Because I'm an accountant, I'm able to provide guidance and say, from senior one, as you from P7 or from primary, your primary, mathematics is very important. And when you get now to secondary, you also need to prioritize other number kind of subjects. For example, myself, I did counting from senior two. And little did I know that I would actually become an accountant. But as I did these subjects, it helped me develop interest and an understanding of where my interest was, but also in terms of where my strength, because there is interest, but there is also strength. True. These two things are very important, even when somebody is making their career choices. So that is why we need to, as somebody who aspires to become somebody, it is very important that you understand that despite you aspiring to become a pilot or you want to become a musician, you'd want to talk to people who are already in the field. True. You want to talk to somebody who can help show ahead so that you can be able to walk a journey that you understand. And in the same way, through the direction, they can also be able to tell you certain aspects that relate with a career that can help you make an informed decision. Sometimes you have interests. For example, I had interest in becoming a doctor before choosing to become an accountant.
Two different disciplines.
But along the way, once I was given the overview of what it means to be a doctor, I think I felt this was not my profession. I think I said I can work well with numbers, and this is where I am. So that is what I can briefly say about career guidance and what exactly it means for a student. But again, for our parents as well, it's very good to understand that we are in an age where the traditional careers are actually not phasing out basically, but we are seeing a lot of career options coming through. Previously, if you were to talk about career, it would be about either you're going to be a doctor, either you're going to be an engineer, or to be an accountant, or a lawyer. And there were few people that believed that you could actually become a hairstylist.
That's true.
That's true.
And believe me, many people look at these other professions and think that it's only engineers that can be rich. But you cannot tell how much he makes. He could be making a lot of money, even better than the engineers. So it's very, very important for you to have an understanding that who you want to be, many factors come into play. And you need to understand that for you to actually get there, a lot of things have to happen. Your education comes into picture. How you're exposed comes into picture. The value of mentors, even parents, themselves play a big role. Because, for example, I did very well on sciences. And when I finished Form 6, when I went to my parent with the results, when he looked at them, first grade, you've done very well with physics, chemistry, biology. Next thing,
Of course.
why? Because they want to have this whole idea of I have a doctor, I have a doctor, I have an engineer,
Yeah, I have a lawyer.
I have a lawyer, and we've seen very many students go to school to study for their parents. That's true.
Yeah.
If you ask them right now, why are you at school? Why are you studying whatever you're studying? Why should somebody spend over 4 years, 5 years studying something they're not going to practice?
Yeah.
So it's very important that even parents come into play to understand what is the journey that my child needs to take. What is their interest? What is their passion? Despite your interests, your dreams of having a pilot in your home, understanding that the interest and passion comes into play is very, very important. So that is what I would really say about career guidance.
And I thank you for that, because you're right, huh? You're good at sciences, automatically, huh? You're good at arguing, you're a lawyer. It's like an automatic thing without even first going back and seeing exactly who that young man or woman is in essence. Me, I don't know you as Arnold. I know you as Apoli. He has mentioned, of course, coach comes from what you'd call the traditional safe way of education. I call it traditional and safe because that is how our culture depicts it. Huh? You now come from the one where you disrupt the status quo, because you disrupted the status quo. In the essence of career guidance for young people that want to follow your journey, who have parents who tell them, no, you're good at sciences, be a doctor, yet their journey is in a completely different space. What advice or what words of wisdom would you give some of our young viewers in regards to that space? Thinking out of the box, that's where you want to go, but your parents are telling you, and the environment around you is also telling you you cannot do it.
To me, I would first take you back, as some said. Gone are the days. I remember in our village, many potential parents wanted their kids to be doctors, and a parent would really push their children. You go study, have a degree.
Yeah.
You get it, eh? But at the end, you will find that this person or this person with a degree or the graduate, they are not actually comfortable.
Very true.
Or they didn't do this out of their passion.
Yeah.
You get it? Those days they used to guide them that going to school is good. Yeah, it's good. And then also there was if you go to school, you become an important person in this world. You get it? Those are some of the advices they gave us when we were growing. But to me, the story changes when I decided to do hair. Yeah, in my family, I think everyone first they thought I'm now going crazy. They didn't see that coming, and they never saw it coming before. So the first thing I told them, I'm actually going to do hair. They were not supportive. There were a few who are like, okay, we can maybe help you do a course and a cosmetology course, and then maybe you can have like a small salon. Look where I am right now.
Yes.
This is my second branch. Yeah. So first of all, I would say it was passion first. Yeah. Before I even thought of doing hair, it was passion. I had passion of doing hair. And when I felt like I couldn't proceed with what they were actually advising me to do, because me personally, I wanted to become a doctor. Yeah, surprisingly, yeah. And when I decided to do hair, or when I had that passion, it pushed me before I even went to an academy for hair, I already had started. Now we are in an era whereby we have these videos on YouTube, and,
Yes.
and it's also, they are also guiding us. They help us to teach you on how you can actually see things and pursue your dreams. You get it? So I'd started watching those videos, and to me it was magical. I usually say it's something I usually saw my parent those days ago. They used to come and they do her hair from home, but it was the process of doing the braid was really magical. You know, that process of braiding one each strand, and then after like 3 hours it's the whole hair, and it was magical because I just had that urge of like, how do they do that? I would want to test, I would want to try. So it pushed me. It pushed me. And then by the time I went to the school, I everything they taught me, it was easy. You get it? Because I had passion. And on a perspective that I had some people support me behind. You get it? I had parents, I had my aunties who are like, yeah, you could make this, you can make it. And it empowered me, it encouraged me to keep on pushing. You get it? As time went, I started seeing things change. You get it? I started seeing things change, and I was lucky. I started up my own salon slowly, and then I specialized, and then they reached that time whereby my fellow friends and brothers who had stayed in school, they were actually pushed. Now they see me becoming someone better, someone rich, and yeah, I'm driving my second car in here, and now they feel like they should also join hair.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get me?
Yeah.
They feel like hair is now the thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't before, because they were actually, they didn't have goals, they didn't have guidance. They just went to school to impress parents. I think me, if parents were emphasizing, maybe if they had discovered themselves earlier on and they insisted on what they wanted to do, they would have become like me. You get it? Huh? Which is now a challenge now back to the parents. Yeah, we are now having fights with parents or guardians who are actually pushing us to go to school, but they see you becoming a lawyer, but you see yourself becoming a musician. You get it? Huh? And at the end, and in a perspective that you if you don't become what they want you to become, you become a nuisance in a family. You
True,
get
the
it?
black sheep, huh?
Yeah. So and that's some of the things that you find that there's a lot of unemployment. There are a lot of people now, like, you see me, after learning how to do hair, I didn't look for a job because I had passion.
Yes.
And it was my thing. I already knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
I started pushing on how to get clients, not a job. It's the same thing if you become an accountant. Before you think of having a job, you have the passion already.
Yeah.
You get it? You're pushing. It becomes easier because it's in you. You get it? But if it's not in you, you will become reluctant. You'll be like, if I go for an interview to become in a firm, in a law firm, maybe it's going to become difficult, and then you keep on relaxing, and time goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you give up on your
Yeah. But Apuli has mentioned something that's really critical, and it ties into what you're talking about. Huh? When you think of the kids today and the things around, how does my future look like? A lot of the children don't have direction because the direction is being told to them. Your parent has said you're good at this, so go this way. Thus, you face that one who wants to say, okay, I'm a lawyer, but now I have to go for an interview, but maybe I am not ready, but first wait, hang on, and then you're having all these lapses and these kids who are unemployed, but technically speaking, they're not unemployed per se, because they all can have a skill that they can use. But I also like what you said. You mentioned something about guidance. You said you need to know where you're going, rather. You need to have that goal to know where you're going. So I want to be an accountant. Excellent. How do I get there? In your case, you had your aunt. Who came and told you, she took you and managed to handhold. I think the thing here is hand-holding, where a lot of us don't have that person to handhold. So you tell me you want to do hair, okay, you go and do, and then that's it. How do I start? YouTube might have the Jamaican way of making hair, but the Jamaican way of making hair is for Jamaican hair, which is not Ugandan hair, for example. If I have to be an accountant, all the principles, yes, are the same, but the way you do the work in Uganda is different. However, you have one thing that ties, which is passion. If you're not passionate about something, whether it is easy or hard, you will still not succeed with it. There's no passion behind it. There's no particular goal. There's no guidance. So there's a lot of things in between. And I think for me right now, for all our viewers out there watching, bottom line to all you young people, do you actually have the direction of where you want to go? Is it accounting because you love it? Or it is accounting because daddy told you to do accounting? And I think that is where you need to draw the line. And if you're thinking out of the box, it is okay. Because Apuli is here. He is a living example. And so am I, because I do a lot of things out of the box, yet I work for a bank full time. Anything is possible. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us on our hashtag Future Guided on all the platforms before. This show is brought to you by Naweza Kufanya, Sauti TV Plus, hosted at Apuli Salon. We'll be right back. Thank you.
The Peer Educators Academy is a program where we mentor young people in sexual and reproductive health. We empower them in advocacy, we empower young people in communications, we empower them in different fields of life of their interests. We've given them skills at the academy and knowledge to enable them to make different life choices. Well, this being the 9th cohort has been so amazing. One thing that stood out for me in the 9th cohort was the teamwork that they had. They worked together as a team, and we had a quiz during this 9th cohort, and it was the first of its kind, and it was really, really great. You could see that there's teamwork. It was really amazing.
What inspired me to join Reach a Hand Uganda? The passion that I have for it, and I heard about it because it's for the young people, so I had that passion to pass on information to the young people.
I've seen its products, for example, Clinton and Rosetta, people that I've been able to meet and have been so inspirational in my life. So if they picked a leaf from this organization, then why not me?
I needed to get more information about sexual reproductive health and rights.
Us as the youth, we tend to think we kind of know like everything, but when I joined the academy, actually I realized that we don't know a lot.
I joined so as get more knowledge on SRHR so that I can pass to other people in communities, most of those who marginalize and take these young people as if they are joking when they express some of these things to them.
The objective of the Peer Educators Academy is to give the young people knowledge to make informed life choices.
You as an adult in this room, we want you to make an informed choice after we've given you the information. our communities perish because they don't have the right information. Information about health, information about physical health, information about mental health, and also spiritual health.
If you're saying you're a woman of values, you're a woman that respects yourself, you're a woman that is trying to achieve their dreams, then focus on your dreams. And know that in this life, there are a lot of challenges that we go through on a daily basis.
Deep down, I've always believed in myself and known I'm just as...
The outstanding sessions that I had in this year's PIA 2023 is that I got to learn more about the sexual reproductive health and rights. I got to learn to know how to plan. So many things that I learned that are really so crucial in life that you're supposed to be having.
One that stood out for me the first time was about the discipline of the bed, how to sleep. Then two, I like the advocacy.
I'm interested in mental health and psychology, and we've had sessions to deal with that. So I've learned a lot in the sector that I'm really, really interested in.
We tend to think mental health is a thing for the whites. That even one day I told a friend about it, and then he was like, those are white diseases, not African diseases.
I intend to pass on the information I've learned to people who need it, because we've had cases where teenagers have the highest cases of depression, stress. So I would love to pass on the issues to do with mental health and how to maintain stability in that sector to the people of my age, maybe older or younger than me.
I would love to advocate for most of the things that I've learned here. I would love to fight for the young people outside there that are really missing out on this information, not because of ignorance, but it's because they don't have the information or they've not been told.
I intend to take out the messages I've learned to the people out there that have not been able to come to the academy.
I use it as a learning possibility to empower our girls, our young girls that are going through messes and they do not know what to do, so that they can feel that there is a gauge of love around and not to look at them as a burden.
Learning how to make reusable sanitary towels, young girls deep down in the villages will get the opportunity to also get access to sanitary towels, because you find that many of them use things like fiber. You can talk of the clothes that are really not that healthy. So teaching them how to make the reusable sanitary towels will enable them also access the good sanitary equipment that we people this side are able to access.
To the people that organized this program of Peer Educators Academy, I want to take a special thanks to you, because you've shown the youth that there is a platform where they can show their talents, they can grow. It's been a great experience. So on behalf of my fellow peer educators, I would like to take a special thanks to Reach a Hand Uganda.
Thank you so much, and we hope that this continues in also the coming years, such that people out there, other young people out there, also get the opportunity to learn this amazing information that we learned, because you get to know that you learn and unlearn a lot of things.
They should do more and more and more, because such opportunities bring out good outcomes, and a lot of people are going to be learning from this.
And we thank them for everyone that they were able to bring to talk to us.
And we pray that you continue blessing us, continue bringing more people like this, because even as tomorrow, maybe I'm in Lira, I'm in Sudan, I can also start up something and at least call them to come and also have a time with those people.
If you are a young person out there, I think you should also apply for the Peer Educators Academy, because this is the best place that you can be.
I would love to welcome each and every one of us here that have made time to come to attend, to network, to connect with each other, because all of us belong to the film and television industry.
The journey has been a very long journey, and the journey never stops. We will continue to believe in this industry. We'll continue to create a platform where we market this industry, where we are able to give chance to the new generation of talent.
Sanji mwana wange tunamera bere zindigenda nawe.
When the world looks at you, they think you're too young, not wise enough, nor strong enough to fathom the complexities the world brings, to break barriers and be the change the world seeks. But when I look at you, I see much, much, much more than that. I see strength and tenacity, boldness in your creativity, beauty in your diversity. Like a phoenix, you rise above every adversity. The world's not ready for what you've got in you.
I see the sun rising upon a new day, shining a light on a new wave of champions, brave enough to find a new way. I see you with a vision of an eagle
and a heart for your people.
I see you become a team that sets out to pursue a dream.
With each and every stride you make, I see your golden heart.
Selflessly giving to each cause you take, I see your hand.
Selflessly reaching out, hoping the world sees the change you make. I see Amukasa from Masaka,
Akorobe from Kotido,
Amukoda from Palisa,
Amutuzo from Kisoro,
Anabimanya from Katereza, fighting against all odds for the rights of his generation, giving young people hope to live another day,
educating young people to make the right choices.
I see a pioneer of a new age, rewriting history on a new page,
birthing a new generation, beaming with ideas, reconstructing the 7 spheres of life.
Oh, I see life like never before. I see you.
Ye nkulaba ndaba omuvubuka envumulo, omuvubuka eyeefubako okulwanyisa empologoma y'obwavu ng'ate naki
nalo
kulaba
totudde nkulaba. I see you pushing boundaries with each and every stride you make.
I see you in a farm, a school, a hospital, on stage.
I see you building your nation brick by brick. I see you bring your uniqueness to each and every fabric you weave.
I see you thinking and working your magic, moving the world with
every click you make, giving only the best you've got, engraving your name on the souls you touch each and every single day. Oh, I see you. Yes, you. In you, I see an icon.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from the break to our Future Guided series. Please follow us on the hashtag Future Guided on the platforms at the bottom of your screen. brought to you by Naweza Kufanya, Sauti TV, and we're being hosted at Apuli Salon. We have been talking about an interesting topic. I call it interesting because if you have been through a Ugandan school, S3, S4, career guidance. If you went to Makerere, same thing, their career guidance fairs. But why aren't our young people thriving? Why are we having only 9,000 jobs created for these young people? Why are most of our Gen Z and millennials miserable in their workspaces? And why isn't Uganda having innovative projects? Yet our population is made up of young people. I mean, you're talking about 75% of this population, 42 million people, is young people under 30. Coach Sam, you know, this subject topic, I always say charity begins at home. Huh? And I'm a parent and I love parents. We love you all. But if you choose to bring a youngin into this world, you need to ensure that you guide it and handhold it to be successful. I want us to talk to the parents in this timeline. What do parents need to do to ensure that their young people thrive? Because right now, we're having a huge challenge with our young people.
Very true, and I think you have brought it very clearly that we have very many graduates that are coming out of university, but in terms of jobs, the jobs not match the numbers that are actually coming out of university. And from our first episode where he was sharing about him moving from the traditional way of things, of studying to become an accountant, an engineer, and now saying he wants to do hair stylist. And I liked his story that he has even been able to make more money than even the siblings that took, let's say, the traditional path. So as parents, I think this is a realization. It's something that we need to understand, that the world has changed. Previously, you would tell a child to go and study, let's say, engineering or being a doctor, because the jobs were available. But understanding that not only just about the availability of the jobs, but the world now has given us many opportunities. And that's why you can see that even in terms of traditions, where you wouldn't find a hairstylist who is a gentleman, because would think that a hairstylist should be a lady.
Yes,
now we have him. And the same thing has happened even previously. We'd see that many people that take on maybe engineering courses are men, because we think that this is for them. We see many ladies succeeding in different careers. I think even now with the internet coming into picture, there are lots of careers that are rising outside outside the normal traditional careers. Somebody may choose to become a YouTuber, may choose to become an app developer. We have seen even from the international, let's say, brands like Facebook, where we see that the founders even had to drop out of university to actually create this brand. Of course, we are not telling you, our viewers, to drop out of university to go and become Mark. But I want you to look at the story of him, of how he was able to understand what his interests are, and not just saying I want to become this, but even took a step to find ways of how to acquire the skill. Now, as parents, you need to offer that supporting hand, that holding hand. Don't leave this to the teachers, because in most cases, when you pay that bank slip, you pay that fees, you want to think that that is the end of the world.
That's true.
And most of our parents, as we grew up, they even didn't know what they were actually paying for. It was about like go to school and whatever.
They wanted a degree.
Yes.
It's what they wanted.
What they want is a degree.
At that moment, it was a respect in a village.
Yes.
Very true.
Has a degree.
Yeah.
And then they break.
You're very right, huh?
It's interesting. But right now, parents of this early age, we need to understand that it all starts with the child. What are their interests? What is their passion? what is really, because there's joy in doing something that you love. I love numbers, and that's why I'm very passionate about my profession as an accountant. He loves hair. He's very passionate. You love speaking. And when you speak, you may think that she has a degree in, let's say, journalism and maybe a related field, but you'll be very surprised. So to your parent, yours is to learn from these examples and understand that my child, despite my interest of what I want them to be, I need to listen to them. But as well, you need to expose them. You need to expose them, because somebody is not going to think about a certain profession. For example, being a professional footballer, if you're not giving them that ground. Or if somebody, for example, I think he really brought up a story that where he says that he picked his interest from what he used to see the mother being worked. That was his exposure. But your exposure for you as a parent may go beyond. You have an uncle who is an accountant. Could you create some dinners where your children are able to meet these people so that they're able to learn about these professions and be able to understand that, okay, this is the journey ahead. If I choose to become an accountant, this is what it takes. If I'm going to choose to become a doctor, this is the experience I am going through. Because we don't want to have situations where you are paying huge sums of money. These days, it's very expensive to take somebody to school.
Yes.
Those days, they used to pay school fees of 50,000, 100,000. But right now, you need over 2 million shillings, even for just somebody in baby class. There's a lot of money invested in the whole process. So you want to make sure that you're investing in something that will benefit the child. Something that the child loves. Something that you believe. Even one of the aspects that also comes into picture is in terms of demand, a trend of the profession. There are certain professions that are now moving. Basically, technology and other aspects have changed a lot of things.
That's true.
So and that's why you see some universities going ahead to scrap some of the courses. So even before you wait for the university to make such decisions, you as a parent, you should also have some exposure and be able to bring this same opportunity for your children to be able to understand the different professions outside there. Connect them to mentors. Make sure that you provide them, even if they're just books that you buy, and put them there. Give them that opportunity. Sometimes I think we've had employers where they've even given an opportunity for where you as a parent, you bring your child on some days where they're able to see what you do.
Yeah.
Even before you
Take a child to work.
Yes. Even before you're trying to nurture your child into a given profession, do they even know what you do? Do they even know what it takes? Because sometimes our first interest is actually from what our parents do.
That's true.
And it's sometimes because they are first mentors, so you also need to teach them about what do we exactly do.
Yes.
So that the child has a lot of information for them to make key decisions and support them, no matter whatever interest that you have. If somebody ends, for example, in Form 6 and feels like, I want to do photography, we are on camera today because of photographers that chose the photography profession. If somebody says, I want to be a hairstylist, he has told you he has succeeded. At the end of the day, you want your child to be well and happy, like you brought it. Because we have many people in professions where you go to a hospital and the way you're being treated by the person in there is terrible. And when you try to find out the background, it's because they made wrong career choices.
That's true.
And don't look at aspects, because you may say, you want to become a teacher. No, teachers don't earn very well. It's not about the money, because in this aspect, you're now teaching the children that if it doesn't give you enough amount of money, it's bad. But we have teachers that are actually making good amounts of money. And the skill or the training that if somebody gets from teaching can actually be leveraged to even earn in other professions.
That's true.
Right now, I'm speaking to you today. and I'm teaching you about these subjects because I've been able to gain the teaching skill. And I want also for the parents to embrace the fact that we have the aspect of multi-careers these days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where somebody is a child is a footballer, but they can also pursue maybe medicine. We need to support them. Not this aspect of Mwana where you're playing a lot. What are you spending in the music class when you want to become a doctor?
Yeah.
We had in one of the episodes we had Benjamin, who is very good at public speaking.
Boy, is brilliant.
Very good at personal finance, and the gentleman wants to become a computer scientist. But you can see that he still pushes his passion of becoming a public speaker, whatever personal financial literacy expert with his profession. We have Barbara here. She did computer science. She is now in banking. She is a speaker. She's right here moderating this session, and she earns out of it. So she's happy because the way you moderating this session, I think if I was an employer, I would come for you and say, can you actually come and have this as full time? So we need to exposure, give our children a chance to try and error. But in the same way, we need also to understand the strengths of our children.
That's true.
Because children are different. Not because Samuel did an accountancy course and he has done very well, so other children should also follow the same line. Like he has said, since now that the parents see him as a good at his work, they think the other people can also make it in the same way, which is totally
proof of concept.
Yes, proof of concept. Yes. So you need to understand, and it's not just for parents that have grown-up kids. Even for young children, as they grow up. I have my son who is 2.5.
Oh.
There's a lot I'm learning. He loves vehicles, like cars. When he sees cars, he's very excited. And I'm like, see a mechanic going in here and violin. But as times, of course, we also understand that this also changes. If when I was young, I used to say I want to become a doctor. That should not be the profession that you should push me to. Along the way, there's exposure that can change. If that was the line, most of us would be pilots.
I know, right?
I think most of the responses were like, I want to be a pilot. I want to be a pilot. But I would also want to say that in the same way as we said we want to be pilots, how many parents took an effort to take us to the airport? To even go and ask for the people at the airport for chance for us to enter the planes to have an experience. Because what does it cost you to book a ticket of, let's say, $500 or $1,000 for your child to get an experience of what do one aspire for? But before even the child, let's say, goes into the profession, somebody is going to pursue a course for something they have not done. So it's very important for parents to understand that career guidance is not a role of teachers. It all starts, like you said, charity begins at home. So even career guidance begins
at home. God, Sam, you are so right. And to all our viewers, especially the parents watching this, Banang, the job is not for the Basomesa. It is not for the teachers. He has mentioned very simple things, and you're so right. What does it cost? Even now at Entebbe Airport, you can actually take your child and they can go look at a cockpit in an airplane, or can just look at the planes flying, and that is an experience. You don't necessarily even have to go, to another country. So, and they get very inspired. Also, I like the fact you mentioned something that was critical. We parents are not, and we spoke about it in our last episode, we are not vulnerable. Like, you don't want your kids to know what you're doing. Why don't you want your kids to know what you're doing? Is it shameful? Because if you need your kids to be inspired and you are investing in them, you should be, and you're driving it, let that child know that everything they are today is because you are working hard to ensure they have a beautiful life. You cannot instill something you do not have. So charity begins at home. It begins with you, but everything else, especially when you're talking about the child, begins with the child. Apuli, you I love very much because nze I was beaten. Daddy, I want to do music. Daddy, I want to do, you know, so, but my father and I, Daddy, I love you. We're best friends, absolute best friends. But when I remember growing up, you know, from a parent's perspective, the moment you mentioned something that wasn't engineering, doctor, I don't know, whatever, you know, you could see your parent cringe because they're like, already you are spoiled because you're mentioning something that is not the status quo. And I think that's why I wake up every morning to help young people and also help parents understand that. From your perspective, what advice would you give our parents, our viewers out there, guardians, even teachers, to look beyond what they know and support young people that want to follow a path like yours?
Thank you again, Barbara. I would want to go back to, you know, I have another story.
I love stories.
To stories. There's a day I told my mom, I think I'm going to make my children do hair if I give birth. So she was like, son, you know, I know you've been successful in that career, but you know you can't make your children do what do the same job or take the same career you took. And I was like, why, mom? Why? Because I didn't take the career you took. And I was like, let me tell you a story right now. Is I usually see mostly now when you go back to the Europeans and Asians, Arabs, they have what we call a legacy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
You
yes.
get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You find that they have a name.
Mm.
It's been there for years.
Yes.
150.
You get it? But everyone who works in that company, who leads that company, is from the same family.
That's true.
That's very true.
Are you trying to get me?
Yeah.
For them, they have guided their children. They have taught them that path.
Yes.
It's business. An Arab, it's business. They will start bringing going back to what you say. Why don't parents want to tell us
What they do.
what they do? How? Because you have to. Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
You have to be inspired first by your parents.
True. Yes.
You get it? So that's what Arabs do. Because I started with some of the Arab kids. I remember a friend of mine. He was a good friend of mine up to now. He was called Patel. This guy, the dad was a good driver in a certain company, operating those machinery, the bulldozers and what. But we reached a moment, and that guy was on the way. He was like, "I'm not going to continue." We saw he was like taking a different path, but we remember that guy when we were still in primary. The dad used to come driving our Pajero.
Yes.
But it's the son who used to come driving.
Wow.
You get it?
Yeah.
Like the dad had already started guiding, and the
Yes.
guy liked cars.
That's very true.
Like up to now, he has his own company.
Yeah.
Very young, but he operates
That's
on
very
roads.
True. That's very
and
true.
he has a lot of money.
That's very true.
And that's a career that he inspired
That's
from the
very
dad.
true. That's very true.
You get it?
Yeah.
So I would prefer maybe I would say if our parents or if we get that mentality of maybe let's have a legacy, it would also help.
Yeah, that's very true.
You get it?
Yeah.
When I say I want my child to be a hairstylist,
yes,
you get it? I would start training her or him right now at the early stage. By the time she's somewhere, she will be inspired. She will be because we are now in an industry, and this is an industry where we have trends, and you will not follow up trends.
That's very
But
true.
if you have someone you've trained from the beginning,
Yeah.
this person will have that passion. By the time the new trend comes, they will adopt that trend. It will be easier. So that's why you will find that a pulley has lasted for like 50 years.
Yes.
But I'm no longer
in
the brand. But they will still hear pulley exist.
That's very
because all the new trends will come, and they will find that I have streamlined, I've taught, I have mentored, and I have a legacy. That's a legacy.
That's very true. That's very
So maybe what I would say, if our parents get that kind of mindset, because when you see, I'm again going to give an example of like Justin Bieber. We started seeing Justin Bieber when he was
very young.
very young. The parents pushed him. They actually supported him, but right now he's an international artist, earning billions of money.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
But he's still in his 20s.
Yeah. That is,
get it?
that is very true. Barbara, I want to add something very small to what Apuli has shared. And I think for some parents now, they are wondering, okay, if I'm, let's say, an accountant, so my child should actually become an accountant. But I want to give my version of this in a way that Apuli is running a brand, a hairstylist company. Now, despite it just being a hairstylist, there are many aspects around the Apuli as a company.
Yes.
They have an accountant, they have a marketer, they have somebody who is, let's say, maybe does graphic designer, even people that come and do even the interior designing of this place. Like, there's a lot that comes with it. So as a parent, and this is one of the solutions to the employment problems that we have. I grew up with my father in his shop, and during the time when we are at school, but when we are off school, we are in the shop, we are running. My father passed on, may his soul rest in peace, about now 3 years back. But I want to tell you that the business he left still runs. I am an accountant, and I'm enjoying my profession, but I am within the business as well. I'm supporting.
Maybe it's why even you got the passion of becoming an accountant.
Yes.
Yes. Calculating.
Yes. Yeah. So very, 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 very important for them to for the parents to know that you can actually help your kids learn what you do, and then from there they can be able to expand whatever they can add value to your business.
While seeing the whole ecosystem, you know, of what surrounds the business.
Yes, it's very.
Oh my goodness, gentlemen, we could go on and on and on, but you know, with these shows, there's always a time element. And I know we have come towards the end of our lovely, lovely discussion. But I want to end on this note. First of all, to all our parents watching out there, it begins at home, but everything around career guidance begins with your child. Listen, 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 but most importantly, support and handhold. And that's why we have Coach Sam and we have Apuli here. It is possible for your child to succeed, but this journey starts with you changing your mindset, for the world has changed. Yeah? And to that, we've come to the end of our Future Guided series. We hope that this information, knowledge that we've given you will help you, especially to the student, start your journey to finding self, finding your purpose, and what you can do to add value to the narrative of this planet. My name is Barbara Kasekendde. I have been your host. Please ensure that you chat with us on all our platforms. Our hashtag is Future Guided. Let's chat, let's talk, let's continue the conversation beyond the television. School's out, what's next? I think we have answered the question. This has been brought to you by Naweza Kufanya. This has been brought to you by Sauti TV. This has been hosted by Apuli. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for viewing. Let the journey to transform young people continue. I will see you soon. Thank you.
The Peer Educators Academy is a program where we mentor young people in sexual and reproductive health. We empower them in advocacy, we empower young people in communications, we empower them in different fields of life of their interests. We've given them skills at the academy and knowledge to enable them to make different life choices. Well, this being the 9th cohort has been so amazing. One thing that stood out for me in the 9th cohort was the teamwork that they had. They worked together as a team, and we had a quiz during this 9th cohort, and it was the first of its kind, and it was really, really great. You could see that there's teamwork. It was really amazing.
What inspired me to join Reach a Hand Uganda, the passion that I have for it, and I heard about it because it's for the young people, so I had that passion to pass on information to the young people.
I've seen its products, for example, Clinton and Rosetta, people that I've been able to meet and have been so inspirational in my life. So if they picked a leaf from this organization, then why not me?
I needed to get more information about sexual reproductive health and rights.
Us, as the youth, we tend to think we kind of know like everything, but when I joined the academy, actually I realized that we don't know a lot.
I joined so as to get more knowledge on SRHR so that I can pass to other people in communities, most of those who marginalize and take these young people as if they are joking when they express some of these things to them.
The objective of the Peer Educators Academy is to give the young people knowledge to make informed life choices.
You as an adult in this room, we want you to make an informed choice after we've given you the information.
Our communities perish because they don't have the right information. Information about health, information about physical health, information about mental health, and also spiritual health.
If you're saying you're a woman of values, you're a woman that respects yourself, you're a woman that is trying to achieve their dreams, then focus on your dreams. And know that in this life, there are a lot of challenges that we go through on a daily basis.
Deep down, I've always believed in myself and known I'm just as...
The outstanding sessions that I had in the CSP 2023 is that I got to learn more about the sexual reproductive health and rights. I got to learn to know how to plan. So many things that I learned that are really so crucial in life that you're supposed to be having.
One that stood out for me the first time was about the discipline of the bed, how to sleep. Then two, I like the advocacy.
I'm interested in mental health and psychology, and we've had sessions to deal with that. So I've learned a lot in the sector that I'm really, really interested in.
We tend to think mental health is a thing for the whites. That even one day I told a friend about it, and then he was like, those are white diseases, not African diseases.
I intend to pass on the information I've learned to people who need it, because we've had cases where teenagers have the highest cases of depression, stress. So I would love to pass on the issues to do with mental health and how to maintain stability in that sector to the people of my age, maybe older or younger than me.
I would love to advocate for most of the things that I've learned here. I would love to fight for the young people outside there that are really missing out on this information, not because of ignorance, but it's because they don't have the information or they've not been told.
I intend to take out the messages I've learned to the people out there that have not been able to come to the academy.
I use it as a learning possibility to empower our girls, our young girls that are going through messes and they do not know what to do, so that they can feel that there is a gauge of love around and not to look at them as a burden.
Learning how to make reusable sanitary towels, young girls deep down in the villages will get the opportunity to also get access to sanitary towels, because you find that many of them use things like fiber. You can talk of the clothes that are really not that healthy. So teaching them how to make the reusable sanitary towels will enable them also access the sanitary equipment that we people this side are able to access.
To the people that organized this program of Peer Educators Academy, I want to take a special thanks to you, because you've shown the youth that there is a platform where they can show their talents, they can grow. It's been a great experience. So on behalf of my fellow peer educators, I would like to take a special thanks to Reach a Hand Uganda.
Thank you so much, and we hope that this continues in also the coming years, such that people out there, other young people out there, also get the opportunity to learn this amazing information that we learned, because you get to know that you learn and unlearn a lot of things.
They should do more and more and more, because such opportunities bring out good outcomes, and a lot of people are going to be learning from this.
And we thank them for everyone that they were able to bring to talk to us.
And we pray that you continue blessing us, continue bringing more people like this, because even us tomorrow, maybe I'm in Lira, I'm in Sudan, I can also start up something and at least call them to come and also have a time with those people.
If you are a young person out there, I think you should also apply for the Peer Educators Academy, because this is the best place that you can be.
I would love to welcome each and every one of us here that have made time to come to attend, to network, to connect with each other, because all of us belong to the film and television industry.
The journey has been a very long journey, and the journey never stops. We will continue to believe in this industry. We'll continue to create a platform where we market this industry, where we are able to give chance to the new generation of talent.
Sanji mwana wange tonnamera bbere nze ndigenda naawe.
today you're lucky. You managed to get a grant because Richer Hand or Sauti Plus has a vision of helping young people get into film. I hope I'm using the names right. I know there is Sauti Plus, there is Icon, there are so many names. All the three have a vision of helping young people become filmmakers. So they are not going to ask you for a business plan. They are not going to ask you if you have a company. They are not. But tomorrow, somebody is going to ask you for these things. So it is important that you actually go official. That you go official. Because if tomorrow I came, you could have, I like his story, by the way. Before you mention Disney, when you're telling your story, I could see Disney. I could see an animation. It's a beautiful story. And that makes you, your story, different from everybody else here. Now that's another very important aspect. You're all filmmakers, but what makes you, your story stand out? What makes you different from everybody else? That is very, very crucial. And it starts with, what script are you doing? What story are you telling? If it is an ordinary story, how different is your story? How different is your story? So going back to that, to the business aspect, it is important that you do things officially. Think about what you're doing today, 10, 20, 30, 40 years from today. Think about it. Start there. Now start working backwards. 40 years from today, how do I start? 40 years from today, maybe I would like to be, today I got a grant of $500. I want a grant of $1 million tomorrow. How am I going to get it? Anybody to give you $1 million or $500,000 or even $10,000, as a business, you need to have a track record. You need to have experience. So if the requirement to get $10,000 5 years from today comes to you and you open your office that day, that business, then you're new. Would I trust you with my money? No. By 5 years from now, he will be 7 years old. Can I trust him? Yeah, he's been around for 7 years. Maybe he knows what he's doing. You get it? So that is why it is important to go official. Today you're lucky. You got a grant without any